Today, we'll look at an assignment sheet. We'll learn about how to read your assignment sheet and how to use it effectively. Here's an example of what an assignment sheet might look like. You'll have your name at the top and the date of the lesson. There may or may not be a few reminders about what we did in our lesson at the top as well. The name of the unit is written where it says Lesson Focus. The name of the unit is always written in the upper right-hand corner of the page. This first section is what you should practice on the comic pages. There will usually be some other instructions written on the side for how to practice those activities. The comic pages are always the first page of the unit, front and back. It's the part of the unit that introduces the new concept, and it's always in a story form with pictures of characters and white and yellow speech bubbles. The next section is the pathway page, which will usually also have some instructions beside it. The pathway page is the second portion of the unit, and it always has a picture of a character running down a pathway. The pathway page contains 2 measure samples that are focusing on the new concept practiced in the comic pages. The review section is where I will put our warm-up, which is something to get our hands, wrists, or arms ready to play. The new music section is where I will write the names of the songs to practice at the end of the unit. The new music pages can be 1, 2, or 3 pages long. They always come after the pathway page. And the last section is sometimes where we will have a game that you can play at home if you want to. Sometimes I'll change the game section into something different. Some units end with a new music page. Some units end with a game, like this one. Remember that your game cards and game pieces are in an envelope in the back of your book. And finally, there might be an explanation of something new that we learned at the very bottom of the page. It's very important to remember to check a box each time that you work on something. Here's an example of what a completed assignment sheet might look like. As you can see, this is Robert's assignment sheet. When you come to your lesson, take your assignment sheet out and hand it to me. That way I can look and see how much you practiced each section of your assignment. If there are a lot of checks like this, then I know you got to practice a lot that week, and you're probably going to be able to play through your songs one time for me, and we can start our new section. If there aren't that many checks on your sheet, we'll probably talk about it, and then we might need to spend a little more time working through those pieces before we start something new. Sometimes when I practice, I like to play the penny game. To play the penny game, line up 5 pennies, or another type of coin, on one side of the page like this. Place your hand or hands and get ready to play your piece. Try it one time through. I played the first piece correctly, so I get to slide 1 penny to the other side of the page. And now I'll practice again. Whoops! You might have noticed I made a mistake that time, so I have to slide that penny back and start over. If you get all the way to where you have 4 pennies on the other side and you make another mistake, all 4 pennies have to go back, wah, 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 and start over again. That means you're not done. You haven't won the penny game until all 5 make it over. And you've played that piece 5 times in a row correctly. And by the time you can do that, you're way more likely to play it correctly at your lesson. We love to hang up completed work like assignment sheets and other worksheets on the door in our studio so that we can see who's completed their work. Remember to always bring your assignment sheets and other papers to your lesson.